Hello, and welcome to the video. I did not always have acne. Much like many others, one day I had beautiful, clear skin, and the next day I didn't. I started to get acne pretty late into my life. It didn't start until I was around 16, 17, and it was very minor. I never really struggled with acne before then, but I went to the doctor around that age and they prescribed me hormonal birth control to just clear up the bit of acne that I had. And it worked brilliantly. My skin was beautiful during that time, but the birth control came with other symptoms that I wasn't a huge fan of, so eventually I got off of them. I knew my acne would return, but I thought it would be like before. I was wrong. My acne came back a lot worse, and it was now cystic acne. I was trying so many different products over the counter, and I was giving them time to work too. I was giving them months. I was trying to be patient, but everything just seemed to be making my skin worse. And the more and more time that passed, the worse my skin was getting, the more painful it was getting. And it was really starting to take a toll on my self-esteem and my confidence, so I eventually saw a dermatologist. They prescribed me spironolactone and tretinoin 0.1%. I didn't want to take another hormonal pill every single day, so I went and I saw a different doctor. They said we should start a little gentler, so they prescribed me a 5% benzoyl peroxide wash to use twice a day, and topical clindamycin 1%. And they also recommended that I keep the tretinoin, but to not immediately jump into doing it daily, instead to start slow at once a week and then work my way up to being able to do it every night. So that's what I did. At first, my skin looked the exact same. I really didn't notice any changes at all. But at the 2-month mark, I think exactly on the day, I noticed that I hadn't gotten any new acne. For years at that point, I had been getting at least 2 or 3 cysts a day somewhere on my face. And at that point, I hadn't gotten any. And so that was the turning point. I started really thinking, oh wow, this is working. My skin wasn't as red or as inflamed. It was hurting a lot less. And my skin was very dry. I dealt with a lot of peeling, a lot of flaking, but the acne was getting less and less frequent. And so I started to get really excited at this point. I was very encouraged and I stuck with it. And through the months, my skin started to get better and better. I was really surprised by this because I, at that point, really thought nothing short of Accutane was gonna work, but I know that Accutane is a very serious medication, and so I really wanted to give everything else a chance before going to such extreme measures. But I am so glad that this routine worked for me, and I'm gonna show you guys what it is I do. It's a very simple routine. It's about 3 steps. In the morning, I use a benzoyl peroxide cleanser. The one that was originally prescribed to me was 5% to use twice a day. I've since switched to this panoxyl one because it's 10% benzoyl peroxide and I just use it in the morning. I don't have to pick it up at a pharmacy or anything. It's also a little cheaper than the one that was prescribed to me. It seems like a buildup of bacteria was what was causing my acne. So I use a clean towel to dry my face every single time. The next step in the routine is to apply the antibiotic. Clindamycin 1% is a topical antibiotic, and I just apply a thin layer of that all over my face once a day, just in the morning. After my skin has dried, I go in with a good amount of moisturizer. All of the products I use are pretty drying. Benzoyl peroxide is drying, the clindamycin solution, I'm pretty sure the first ingredient is isopropyl alcohol, and tretinoin, also extremely drying, so I can't get enough moisturizer. My skin is very dry since starting this routine, but I think it's worth it. After the moisturizer, I just apply this sunscreen. I like this one because it truly does dry clear on me and it doesn't break me out as advertised. So I like this one. It's pretty affordable. I can find it in a ton of places too. At night, I use this gentle foaming cleanser from CeraVe. I really like it. And after that, I dry my face again with a clean towel. And once my face is completely dried, I go in with a little bit of the tretinoin. I take just a little bit, dot it on my face, and then rub it in. And after that, I apply some more of the same moisturizer that I used earlier. And that's the whole routine. Even though at this point I'd say I have clear skin, I still do get acne every now and then. Right now I have a little red spot on my nose here. I have some older ones that are starting to heal here, but in general, I would say my acne is a lot less severe now. It doesn't leave deep, dark scars that take forever to heal. When I do get acne, they heal a lot faster, and in general, I just get acne a lot less frequently than I used to. Having acne is really hard to live with, honestly. It affects your self-esteem so much, and you have to be so patient with any treatment option that you try. It's frustrating, it's disheartening. So all of you out there struggling with your acne, I feel you. I am so glad that this worked for me, and I'm honestly really lucky that the first routine that I tried with my doctor happened to be the one that worked for me. I know that this journey can last years, and so be patient, be kind to yourself, and keep trying. You are not alone in this struggle. Having acne can feel really isolating too, even though there are tons of people who are struggling with their acne. It doesn't make it any easier. So I feel for all of you out there, and I hope that you found this video helpful. If you enjoyed this video, consider subscribing, and until next time, goodbye.